If you're enjoying these tales and want to hear more, stay tuned. There's a new episode every Wednesday. When researching our episodes, we often stumble upon stories so strange they'd make for great podcast episodes unto themselves. Tales that, while related to our overarching themes of mystery and the macabre, don't quite fit the format of our show. And so we've decided to share them with you in a new series called Things That Should Not Exist. From forbidden artifacts to shadow government projects, you'll hear chilling accounts of entities that blur the line between reality and nightmare. If you dare, join us each week as we peel back the curtain on the hidden and horrific. Before we begin, we would like to thank all of our supporters. Your generosity allows us to keep these terrifying tales free for everyone. Now let's dive into this week's story. Night lies heavy over the Black Weir River, no stars above the water. Only a sheen of oil and moonlight sliding across a current too slow to be natural. In this quiet, something waits. Between 1949 and 1957, 17 bodies surfaced along these banks, each bound at the wrists, each mouth sealed with the very silt of the river. No arrests were made. No headlines printed beyond a few regional notes that vanished in later archives. Only a police file remained, marked in red. Withheld until 2079. Local fishermen whispered of silent witnesses, people who had seen something unspeakable and later disappeared without trace. Children in the nearby villages claimed the reeds bent like fingers when anyone tried to speak about the murders. And in Caldenbrook, the old church bell rang at midnight, though no rope was ever pulled. We have been told the river murders were a myth, but the ministry's own survey maps show erased homesteads. And beneath the abandoned ferry house, a sealed cellar still lies, its iron door half buried in mud. Tonight we open that file. We follow a trail of missing priests, coded notebooks, and a photograph that should not exist. No faces, no voices, only the silent witnesses. The Black Weir River snakes through the marshlands of northern Thuringia, Germany, once a thriving trade route before the war fractured borders. After 1945, it became a no-man's corridor, a place of smuggling, defectors, and quiet disappearances. Along its banks stood Caldenbrook, Oberhain, and the ferry hamlet of Lind 3 settlements listed today as non-existent in federal archives. Post-war occupation made this stretch a crucible of rival agencies. Soviet patrols shadowed Allied informants, and the villagers survived by ferrying goods at night, bound by an unspoken oath to keep the river's secrets. Old men still recall the ferryman's oath, a pact between villagers and unknown officials to keep the water clean of witnesses. No one knows who first spoke the words, only that refusal meant vanishing. On April 2, 1949, the first body rose from the lock gate. Identified as Anna S., a Red Cross nurse rumored to transport coded messages, she was found with her wrists tied and river sediment packed into her mouth. In November 1952, railway clerks vanished after reporting contraband shipments on their line. Their bicycles were found leaning against a signal post, wheels still spinning. August 1951 brought new terror. Children at the Caldenbrook orphanage described black-coated men visiting at dusk, whispering Latin prayers in guttural tones. By month's end, the orphanage burned. 9 more bodies emerged from 1953 to 1955. All with identical ligature marks and sediment forced into the ears as if to drown out something heard. In January 1956, a sealed military report titled Project Nachtbruch, Project Nightbridge, referenced containment of irregular informants along the Black Weir corridor. In September 1957 came the last known victim, Father Ernst Vogler, a priest and local archivist who had spent months cataloging parish disappearances. His diary ends mid-sentence. They come for the ink smeared into a black blotch like a tear. After 1957, no further reports were filed. River Patrol dissolved. Villages gradually emptied, their names fading from maps. Yet clues refused to stay buried. In 1998, urban explorers filmed a basement beneath the ferry house, lined with iron hooks and chalk diagrams of the river channels. Their footage was confiscated within days. One explorer later recounted in a forum post that the chalk diagram was labeled in a script he could not read. The image vanished from the internet shortly after it appeared. Another artifact surfaced, a 1951 aerial photograph from a U.S. reconnaissance plane showing a mass grave near Caldenbrook. Today, satellite images reveal only water, as if the land itself shifted. Survivors known as the Silent Children, now in their 70s, recount being warned never to speak of the river, or it will follow you. 2 interviewees agreed to record testimony for a regional documentary and died within weeks under unexplained circumstances. Strange double-spiral markings carved into the ferry timbers matched cult iconography from a banned 1920s sect called Die Schweiger, the Silent Ones, known for ritual silencing of informants and a belief that water remembers. Audio anomalies haunt the few surviving tapes of the river recorded in 1955. When played, a faint choral voice overlays the current. Sound engineers cannot separate it from the hiss of the reel. The theories proliferate like shadowy reeds. Some historians believe the killings were covert eliminations of defectors, staged as drownings. Others link them to Die Schweiger, whose rituals demanded offering those who broke the hush back to the element of memory water. Corporate interests complicate the story further. Upstream chemical plants produced classified materials during the war. Silent witnesses may have uncovered illegal dumping or weapons testing. Official denials blanket every request. Freedom of information appeals yield blank pages. Local police archives supposedly washed away in a 1987 flood, yet hydrologists find no record of such flooding. A single decrypted telegram from 1954 hints at a witness protocol, an agreement between agencies to erase anyone who hears the river speak. But the signature is missing. No agency claims ownership. The pattern persists. Voices rise, then are drowned. Last winter, a violent storm exposed a stone stair descending beneath the riverbank 20 meters from the old ferry post. Divers sent down by a private research group discovered a rusted gate. Behind it, 30 wooden mannequins dressed in 1950s clothing, each with a numbered tag. No official retrieval was made. By spring thaw, the stair was gone, submerged again under rising waters. Weeks later, a letter arrived at a local newspaper. No return address. Just a single sheet, Father Vogler's missing diary page. It read, "They come for the silent witnesses. Not to kill them, to replace them." The handwriting stops there. The page smells faintly of river silt, as if it had been waiting underwater for decades. The story ends where the file ends. No signatures. No closure. Only the Black Weir River, moving in silence, waiting for the next witness. As you listen, the water keeps its own record, flowing past vanished villages and sunken cellars. The reeds sway like fingers in the dark, and somewhere a bell tolls once, then nothing. Only the current, only the hush. Only the door closing on a question no one dares ask aloud. And now we invite you to become part of the narrative. Share your thoughts and theories about this case. What do you think happened to the silent witnesses? Was it a government conspiracy, the work of a cult, or something else entirely? We want to hear from you, so please leave a comment below. Also, if you enjoy this episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more terrifying tales. And if you'd like to support us even further, consider becoming a supporter. With your support, we can continue to bring you the most terrifying and mysterious stories from around the world. Thanks for listening. Stay safe and remember, some secrets are best left undiscovered.